Thank you for choosing Mortgage Tree Capital. Buying a home or refinancing a home has the potential to be one of the most stressful and frustrating processing borrowers experience, and this video is intended to give borrowers an idea of what to expect and, importantly, what's next at each step of the mortgage loan process. Mortgage lending is related both at the federal and state level, and there are numerous disclosures that are part of the application process, which will be briefly discussed here. If you have further questions, please contact your loan officer, and they will be ready to cover any of these topics in detail. So, let's get started. Application. The first and most important step is to complete your mortgage application. This can be done by visiting our website and then clicking the Apply Online link. It is important that you enter your personal information as accurately as possible, like your full legal name, previous addresses, and income. Make sure you fully disclose all pertinent information on your application to your loan officer. On completion of the online application, it will be sent to your loan officer and they will examine it for errors and complete their portion prior to pulling credit. Once we pull your credit report, that information will be imported to your mortgage application, and the details within the report are used to help us determine your income to debt ratios, to calculate your risk level, and to determine which loan program you may qualify for. Loan estimate. Intent to proceed. After the application portion has been completed by both you and your loan officer, you will be issued 3 documents: a loan estimate and an intent to proceed, pre-approval if this is a purchase. The loan estimate will help to estimate the typical closing cost involved with your loan. The loan estimate is just that, an estimate, as it will include third-party costs such as appraisals, title cost, escrow fees, property taxes, and home inspections. The exact totals of these fees are not known at the application stage, particularly if you are purchasing a home. We recommend that all our borrowers maintain a cushion of 5% to 10% of the total estimate until you receive your closing estimate documentation, which will be discussed here later. If you are buying a home, your real estate agent or realtor is an excellent source to help you determine home purchase closing cost. The intent to proceed document serves to confirm you received a loan estimate in a timely manner and that you intend to proceed with applying for your loan. This is not a loan commitment or a loan approval. Disclosures. Once we receive your loan estimate and intent to proceed back from all borrowers, our processing department will prepare the state and federal mandated disclosures to be delivered to you to be reviewed and signed. The state and federal mandated disclosures are required to be provided to all borrowers prior to loan approval and are intended to notify you and disclose to you your rights as a borrower and details the loan you will be applying for. These disclosures are very time sensitive and are the final steps of your mortgage application. Loan submission and rate lock. Once we receive your loan estimate, intent to proceed, and disclosures from all borrowers, we have completed the application stage and are prepared to have your loan submitted to underwriting and loan approval. Your loan approval can take anywhere from 1 to 2 business days to 7 business days, depending on the complexity of your loan and your risk level. At this time, your rate will be locked for a period of time, usually 15 to 30 days. Underwriting. Underwriting is the process of which the preliminary information you provided will be vetted or verified. It is important that you fully disclose all pertinent information to your loan officer. Although honest mistakes happen, it becomes close to impossible to get a loan approval if something is discovered in underwriting that wasn't disclosed by the borrower. In fact, it will be at the underwriter's discretion to determine whether it was a mistake or an attempt at fraud. Appraisal. The appraisal is a detailed 40 to 50 page document that gives a subjective opinion of the value of the land in the home, as well as surrounding properties, schools, parks, and public transportations. During the underwriting process, the appraisal will be ordered, which usually takes 10 days from the day we order it to the date we receive it back in our office. It isn't uncommon for them to take longer in rural areas or in areas lacking sufficient recent home sales. Conditional approval. Once your loan is approved by underwriting, you will be issued a conditional loan approval. This conditional approval will list a number of actions which will need to be completed for the clear to close status. These actions can vary, but will typically include written verifications of each item on your mortgage application, bank accounts, proof of funds to close, employment, as well as items listed on your credit report. If you have had any bankruptcies or foreclosures, these items will be researched and verified. During this step, you will be working closely with the loan officers or processors, and please be mindful. This process is time sensitive to both your closing and your rate lock expiration. Submission of conditions. This step is one of the final underwriting steps. To ensure an efficient process, the underwriter will typically not review a single condition. They will request all of the loan conditions to be submitted at once to be reviewed. So it's important you work with your loan office or processing department to ensure we have all your conditions. During this process, the underwriter will verify each condition has been satisfied. And it isn't uncommon for the underwriter to issue new or updated loan conditions. Clear to close issued. During this step, the underwriter has reviewed and signed off on all your mortgage loan conditions, and your loan will be placed in the clear to close status, and your closing estimate is prepared. Closing estimate issued with 3-day waiting period. The closing estimate is similar to the loan estimate that was discussed earlier. All your inspections were completed. We have received your taxes and insurance preparations, and the final figures will be ready to be provided. Your closing estimate will be emailed to you, to which a 3-day waiting period. If you didn't select an email option, the CD will be mailed to you, and the 3-day waiting period will be extended to 5 to 7 days to allow time for the CD to be received by mail. Loan documents emailed to escrow. Your title and escrow officer plays a pivotal role in your closing. They are responsible for your title insurance, for the funds or monies transfer, and ensures all the taxes and other invoices for paid prior to closing. Your actual loan documents are emailed to your title and escrow officer, whom will need to prepare the loan documents for signing and set an appointment with the borrower and a notary. This appointment can be either at the local escrow office or a mobile notary can be provided. Your title and escrow officer will typically need 1 business day to prepare and schedule your appointment. Loan documents sent back to closer to review. Once all your loan documents have been signed, these items will be overnighted back to the underwriter to be reviewed and forwarded to the funder. The funder will pull credit again to ensure the borrower credit profile hasn't changed and that there isn't any new inquiries on the borrower's credit report. Once the funder has reviewed your loan, it will be placed in line for funding within 24 to 48 hours. Refinances require an additional 3-day waiting period known as a right of rescission period. Close. During this final stage, the funder will send a wire to your title and escrow officer. On receipt, the escrow officer will physically send someone to the county recorder office to record the deed in the borrower's name, and on confirmation of recording, you have officially closed.